Hello, hello everybody, welcome back. We are here with the Lucent Moon yet again. We are kind of going over some updates to the Fit. I have got, I have got these lightweight Allegiance Assaults. So those are new to the Fit. I am going to be replacing the Nosferatu with a, um, integrated salvager at some point. But the main thing is, I wanted to get myself a Youngjun Capital ship refactoring for the shields. What this is going to do for me is it's going to increase our raw shield amount by 25%, uh, and reduce our armor amount by 25%. We're going to be a little less heavy, but it doesn't really matter. It might help us with our warp time a little bit. Hi Riley, how you doing today? So, if I'm not mistaken, I do have to take all of this off of my low slots here, but before we do that, we're going to look at our armor and shield amount. So, as it sits currently, 2.1 million EHP, without anything turned on, 699,000 shield hit points, with 354,000 armor hit points. So we're going to lose 25% of our armor, and we're going to gain 25% of our shield. Hey, Louie. How you doing today, Prometeo? How you doing today? So let's go ahead and have a look at the price of one of these modules as well. This is unique to the Youngjun ships. There's a few different varieties of these. There's the armor refactoring, the shield refactoring, and then there's also the one for the healing. So, on the market right now, one of these is about 39 billion. I was able to work with another individual, Snoopy, or Susie, as you guys know. Um, Susie needed one as well, so I offered or asked if they would be interested in doing a double build. Mainly because that would save us a little bit of ISK on my end, but also get both of us one of these modules pretty quickly. Thank you, Damascus, for making the rig for us. This thing takes a lot to manufacture. To manufacture one of these, it's going to be somewhere around 20 billion or so. For just the materials. The blueprint itself was was somewhere around 5 billion. Hi, General. Welcome, welcome. So with the double build, the decryptors that we used. Let's see if I can find them here. Not double build here. Double build on the module itself. Let's see if I can find that. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, the double build here, the decryptors we used are the ones on the bottom here. That was about 22 billion, and then the materials I had to pay for was an additional, like, 15, 20. So it pretty much worked out about even to what this price is, but the previous one that was up for sale was about 45, 47 billion. so I would have saved money on that one. Alright. Let's go ahead and get this thing mounted. Remember, we're at $6.99 and $3.54. Let's see if it'll let me mount. Oh, good. I didn't have to take anything off. Alright. So now, we are at $8.74 and $2.65. So, 874,000 shield hit points with the resistances we have should mean that we are pretty much going to survive tanking a capital main for a while. So long as our capacitor holds out, you know. It does mean that we're more at risk of dying if they do get through our shields, but that's the whole key point, is if they get through. Resistance profile here, not exactly the best. I would have liked an additional EM thermal resistance rig, but that's really going to cut into the offense that we have. Right now my skills are not completely great for this setup. As you can see, I don't have any of the Logi side of things, and I really do need it, especially for that shield command burst strike. But I'm working toward it. It's gonna take some time. I'm kind of juggling between this thing, the super carrier, so just slowly. Our next upgrade we have here, we mentioned it at the beginning, getting the lightweight Allegiance Assaults. These are very nice, but they are more designed for larger ships. So, the biggest thing about them is they are significantly faster than my previous destroyers. Which, let me throw those on here, because I do actually want to keep these other destroyers as a separate option for me. So you'll see these destroyers here. The Allegiance have a flight velocity of 3.4 kilometers per second. They have an activation time of 2.8 seconds in the hangar. This goes down to 2.2 seconds. We have an optimal range of 22.6 kilometers. You'll note that it states torpedo up here. So our application is going to be suffering a little bit. We have 165 on the 171. Of course, that gets buffed when you start to use the general fire control systems. It also has a really good web of fire on it. 56% velocity adjustment of the target. 26 kilometer web of fire range. When we compare that to the lightweight Corax, which is what I had previously, you'll note only about a 300 DPS difference here between the two. However, the Corax is going to be about 2 kilometers a second. Yeah, I'm a missile guy. All of my skills are in missiles, so that's why I go with missiles. You'll note also it is a 3.12 second activation time rather than a 2.8 that the Allegiance has. Longer range at 27 kilometers instead of 22. and the application is pretty much instant. At 317 meters a second with a 22 meter explosion radius. Like, this will apply to everything. Hey, Mano, how you doing today? It does have a worse web of fire. So we're talking about 41% adjustment with 21 kilometer optimal range. So the Allegiance Assaults are going to have that better weapon fire and better range, but the shorter torpedoes with worse application. What I really should be doing here is I should be running like 2 Coraxes and 2 Allegiants, which won't hamper me that much, but it'll help me deal with smaller ships a lot easier. And maybe even I could just go up to 1 Corax and 3 Allegiants, so that way I'm doing better damage to battleships, but I'm still doing full damage to a frigate when the lightweight Corax swaps over. Alright, let's go ahead and jump toward... Nope. That's not where I want to go. Let's go ahead and jump toward Clortler.
Undocking.
We're going to be doing maybe a lab or 2 today. Let me see if I can fire up my alts and have them ready.
Autopilot engaged.
Something I did not check, but I did mention was the smaller mass, 5% smaller mass, which actually gave me 3 seconds faster warp prep time. So normally I'd be at 60.6 for my warp time. Now it's down to 57.24. So having that shield refactoring helped my warp time, which is really nice. When I first got the Lucent Moon,
Warp drive active.
we were at 83 seconds for our warp time. So this is a lot better than it was, but still nowhere near where it should be. Right now I am working on the team combat skills. I actually don't want the micro-warp drive on here. Losing 25% of my capacitor means I will have a much less stable, Lucent Moon. When it comes to, like, Sancha content, I need all of the capacitor and capacitor recharge time that I can have for that. Yep, I have a pretty close location that I usually jump for. It's about 4 jumps out.
Warp drive active.
Hi, Tapzoid, how you doing today? Yeah, it is. Lucent Moon is quite a slow ship to move around. Like I said, he can get this down pretty far. Um, I'm thinking he can get it down to like 30 seconds, 34 seconds, somewhere in there. But you would need the, what is it, Force Auxiliary command for that, inertia modifier.
Warp drive active.
And actually, I may just go ahead and get that queued up. Debating whether or not I go ahead and just get the Concord Pass this month. Just so I can get the skill points. I mean, right now, if you compare Lucent Moon, Shanghai, and Cyan, because the Navy carriers can no longer be in high sec, they updated that yesterday. It was funny watching the general chat of all the people confused. But yeah, so Navy carriers can't enter high sec, so now we're just back down to Lucent Moon, Cyan, and Shanghai. Lucent Moon is the best of the three of them, even though it's also like 3 times the cost. Speaking of which, right now my Lucent Moon is 62,000 IP. It is rated at 209 billion ISK.
Warp drive active.
So I don't intend to lose the ship anytime soon. Yeah, all of the weapon systems are really good for lightweight ships. The highest DPS is going to be the railguns. Um, with cannons being a close second, and then I think it's missiles and then lasers. Oh, I can jump now. So I can jump from Mbeki to Flortler. Completely skip all the low-sec systems. It's okay, Forgotten. If you've been following me long enough, you know I suck at staying with one ship too. Everything that I do is based around what's going on in game. So, luckily with Lucent Moon, it kind of solves most problems right now. Yeah, yeah. So, missiles cover, all the damage types. However, on the Allegiance, which uses torpedoes, it's just thermal and explosive. Which, for running labs in Clortler is really good. But the lightweight Corax uses all the damage types. You have a commitment issue to what you want to do with your Lucent Moon. You want your Lucent Moon to do everything.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, I mean that's why I'm kind of doing the thing right now, because if it's Yes, it's more DPS. Like I said, about 300 more DPS without anything
Docking
active.
request accepted.
But it has a lot worse application. Yeah, you do not want to run AI on a capital ship. It's not very efficient. It's too slow to warp, and too quick to kill things. Alright, so let me drop out of our fleet here.
Undocking.
Oh no, do I need to? No, I don't need to. Oh, yeah, I kinda need to.
Autopilot engaged. Destination reached.
Yeah, I mean, if you get, like... I think the thing with lightweight ships is you want to be actively targeting... You want to be actively targeting the weakness of your target. So, whether that be, like, thermal damage in Clortler, or EM damage on the Sancha ships. Lightweight ships have a much easier time targeting that weakness and exploiting it. And missiles, unfortunately, missiles and torpedoes just aren't really built for that. They're built to just find a weakness. And what I mean by that is because we're exploiting every damage type, we're going to be hitting the weakest resistance, and we're also going to be hitting that strongest resistance. So it kinda just balances out.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Alright, so... what I should do is just apply this and let them kill everything. You'll note we have 3,832 DPS on the Corax. And we have 4,257. So there's really only like a 400 DPS difference between the Assault Allegiance and the Coraxes. And while we've got the time, we're at 20,000 DPS. We have 6.3 million EHP.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
927,000 shield hit points that are pretty much 10% from this. Was it 10% or 14%? 11%. Yeah, it was closer to 10. With an additional 8% shield resistance. So, very nice, and that'll only get better as I skill into the Force Auxiliary skills. if I want to activate the the carrier defense module, we go up to 22,000 DPS. We are at 7.1 million EHP. And then if I want to activate the shield field module, we go up to 8.9 million EHP, 927,000 shield hit points, but we get that additional 27% damage reduction with 23% shield resistance. So it's quite nice. Yep, we are still pretty much one-shotting the frigates and destroyers. Having a little bit of issue with the fighters here. The damage is pretty good. It's not perfect yet. And to remind you, when I have the thing active, it slows down my lightweight ships, the implant. When I have the implant active, it slows down my ships, but gives me a much longer range, and I have some pretty good application now.
We're under attack.
I want to utilize that as much as possible, because it'll cut down on clear time with my ships not moving. Looks like we're pretty much two-shotting the battle cruisers, which is nice. Blue juice is the neural thing for your implants, so it's this stuff, neuroactive supplements. Wow, those are expensive again. My god. These are used to refill your implant. I need, like, a blue juice emote, don't I? God dang it. What are you excited for next week, Snoopy? Oh, it's a secret?
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
You know, you can always fight your way back out of doing something stupid. Once again, we are using the Logi Support Tactical Module for the lock time, which is the scan resolution here, and the capacitor recharge time. Uh-oh. He's gonna make a choice. Yeah, you'll be a lot happier with the Shanghai once you have that the hangar 4. Oh, I'm excited about that, Snoopy. I'm glad you guys took your time, thought about it, and I'll be happy to see you in the area. Once again, I don't have a
Autopilot engaged. Destination reached.
integrated salvager, so all of this loot just ends up sitting here. Kind of annoying. I'm gonna try swapping in the one extra allegiance I have.
Warp drive active.
We're under attack.
Okay, let's see what we do here. So these allegiants have a range of 31 kilometers. 33 with fall off. And we are still... well, we're not quite one-shotting the, frigates. Every once in a while we'll get one that we don't one-shot. You can see that 2.2 second activation time is really good.
We're under attack. We're under attack.
Yeah, we're pretty much two-shotting the frigates.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
Yes, this is live, Rishi. How you doing today?
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
We are currently at about 20,000 DPS as we sit. So pretty low in terms of lightweight ship DPS. But I am working on all the skills that I need for most of the missing DPS that I have. And that is without the module active.
Enemy ships detected.
No, you cannot, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping that one day they might include the,
We're under attack.
the bigger lightweight ship hangar for the Lucent Moon, but I don't think they will. It's just like a pipe dream. And actually, funny enough, with Lucent Moon, you can only do destroyers. So if I go and pull up, like, the skills for this thing, you can see Destroyer Command, Generation, Armor Convergence, all of the Destroyer skills, Small Missile Torpedo skills, Guidance Precision, Target Navigation, Bombardment, Lightweight Ships, which I need to upgrade a little bit for extra DPS and stuff. Yeah, 20k is not bad. I'm used to sitting around like 25, 30 with the Shanghai and the Cyan. So we're working on it. See if I can get maybe one more out of this. Yeah, it's really hard to tell which destroyers are better. Right now, my ship, as it sits, this module consumes 100 gigajoules, that module consumes 1,000, every 60 seconds. This one will consume 4,000 every 72 seconds at the moment. That gets better as time goes on. And then this one would do 6,000 every minute. So 6, 10, 11, probably about 12,000 gigajoules a minute. If I have everything running. I rarely need to use most of my modules, so that's good. It's certainly a more expensive ship to fly. Yeah, one heavy water gives 2 gigajoules of fuel. So I'm going through about 6,000 gigajoules of 6,000 units of heavy water every minute. Doesn't the Phantasm get bonuses to lasers even if you don't have laser skills? Isn't that just tied into the, no,
Warp
this one's
drive
different.
active.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I have, what is it? 6 million that I can do, and then I think I have my fuel bay.
We're under attack. We're under
I think I have
attack.
the fuel bay filled. Yeah, close enough. Pretty much use up all of my fuel there. And it didn't even fill up my capacitor. It is better if you can afford, like plasmoids. But it's much cheaper for me to just buy a whole load of heavy water. And
Enemy
refill
ships
more often.
detected. We're under attack.
So right now, heavy water giving 2 gigajoules and plasmoids giving 191. That means we would need 81 heavy water to do what 1 plasmoid does. And let's see here. Yeah. So plasmoids are currently about 10,000 per plasmoid. Heavy water is 56.
Enemy ships detected.
Buying that.
We're under
Yeah,
attack.
that's a really good price right now.
We're under attack.
Yeah, they also take a lot of time to set up. But for the same amount of fuel that 1 plasmoid gives, 81 heavy water is only 5,000 ISK, which is 192 gigajoules. So for half the cost, you can get the same amount of fuel. No, I didn't waste it. I use it a lot. I use it for my super carrier, and I use it for the Lucent Moon. So I do actually need to buy heavy water.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack. We're under attack.
That amount of heavy water that I just built? Yes, I do. Not a POS. I don't have a player-owned station. I just have my normal, planetary. I have no use for a POS, especially when all of my stuff that uses the fuel is in high sec. Transporting that stuff from null to high, not worth it. I'd rather just buy it.
Enemy ships detected. We're under attack.
I make the money back pretty easily anyway. It's really a non-issue for me to buy heavy water. And I'm always looking for heavy water at a good price. Like, 56 is such a good price. Even 70 is a pretty good price. Normally it's around 80, 85. So, I'll take it for 56 or 70. That'll keep my Lucent Moon and my Wyvern up and running for a little while. In particular, my Wyvern uses 1 million ISK worth of heavy water every 30 seconds. So when you see me doing those Dormant Realm carries on Mondays with the Wyvern, and we're going for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, it consumes heavy water. Alright, well, that, I guess, is all the
Autopilot
content
engaged.
I have. Because no other things have spawned. And I'm still 12 minutes away from a reset. Actually, I am tempted to buy more heavy water. I really am.
Warp drive active.
So that's 5 billion. So I need like 56. For half. 3 billion. There we go. Well, as people fulfill that, it will make it much better. Yep, don't have micro warp drive on this. It's kind of dumb. We're just
Autopilot
gonna
engaged.
go. Yeah, I saw that. That's crazy. $140 billion for Shanghai. I didn't think we would see the high-set carriers go that high up in price for a long time. But because of events like Sancha Invasion, there becomes a new demand for that content. Hell, I mean, even like a Marshall. Have you looked at the price of the Marshall? Let's see, current Shanghai. There's one trying to be bought for 100 billion right now. The last one sold at 132 billion. Cyan is still about the same. And Lucent Mood has gone crazy over the last, like, week or so. It kind of fluctuates between 70, 60, and 80. But that's not bad. That's a really good price for a Lucent Moon. If you can pick it up for 77, do it. So, yeah. If you can pick it up for 77, do it.
Autopilot engaged.
Yeah, you need to buy a bunch of modules and rigs, that's so true. I won't be tapping on a gate. I'm fine. And either way, if I get tackled, it's unlikely these two people in here, one of them being a Dominix, is ever gonna do anything to this. We just got the message for the Sancha Showdown in Ned.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, no, Ned is low sec. There we go. Now I can jump to fart. I should have just done it from Fortler.
Autopilot
Alright, now we're only
engaged.
3 jumps from Gina. Well, thank you all so much for joining me today and listening to me ramble about the upgrades to my ship and the differences between my lightweight ships that I do carry. It is definitely a work in progress, but we're getting there. We are definitely making progress. Take care and be safe.